Welcome to the Vibrant Living Network. Have you ever wondered what is possible beyond possible? What is the thing you've been wondering and inquiring about? Are you just feeling stuck and don't know why? Are you thinking or are you seeing? Seeing allows us to expand and have this other experience. We want to invite you for that wake-up call. We want to invite your spirit, your soul, so to be more alive, more connected. Glenn Brooks has been a life coach for over 33 years, author of Divorced to Patterns, Not Each Other, an explorer of what is possible. He has worked with people all around the world. Join us for a wake-up conversation, a dialogue with you. We will have some of the most interesting contributors. We will be talking to some of the most interesting people and have some of the most resourceful teachers, wisdom-filled people from around the world join us. Share your voice, ask the questions, become free of the known into a new world of possibility. We are going to talk about all the things you wonder about: how to live, how to heal, how to connect, how to love, how to be seen. Your life is precious. Enjoy it.
Hello, I'm Glenn Brooks for the Vibrant Living Network. Great being with you. Got the whole team in the house today. I just wanted to send my condolences and my love to everybody around Dr. Gerald Epstein, one of my inside Vibrant Living mentors. We were close for 29 years. And probably one of the foremost teachers on imagery and healing in the world. And I was very close with Dr. Gerald Epstein, so I want to send my love. Also, Tony DeMarco, one of the first people that sort of was my Vibrant Connection model and author. I met her when I was 18. Just want to acknowledge them as they make transitions to the invisible world. So you're listening to Vibrant Dogs with Cherie Marquez. Dave Ratner's with us today. We got Dr. Gloria Kaye, long-distance healer who's worked on many animals. I want to stretch your mind a little today. Dr. Gail Randall, she's so much more than my medical doctor. She's been such a source of insight and wisdom and medical discernment and wonder. She's with us today. Lisa LaRose, who's we've been family for 18 years, at least 18 years ago. She has about 16 dogs, so she's really a good person to be on this segment, Vibrant Dogs. I want to share real quickly as I open the format today. We're going to give you some exercises, some dog mystic exercises that are practical, that allow you to be really in deep touch with your dog, deep tune with your dog. So I was very close with a psychiatrist for 10 years, Dr. Wayne London. He was doing a lot of research at Dartmouth in New Hampshire. He used to call me Boober, from Martin Buber. And how we met was, the first time we met was all around light, how light impacts the quality of our health and how things change in the winter and why is it? How does light flips on genes on and off. So he came, we became very close, and he called me up. He was studying the influence of light in our health. We had a woman come to our lecture we put together. It was in Vermont. Barely anybody came. She came and sold about 150,000 books based on that one lecture. It was actually how light relates to depression and how hard contact lenses impacted our health. Well, the way it worked in my relationship with Wayne is he would just call me up and tell me the next thing he was studying. The next thing he was studying was dogs, how dogs impact our well-being, and use the mystical connection to that. So I'm going to give it to you really simple. Any of you who know about Chinese medicine. So Chinese medicine is all about this vital place in us. And so Dave was studying Wayne. I was plugging you. See that, Dave Ratner? Yeah, I was just plugging you. That was an unconditional plug. Anyway, I went to see Wayne. He did this thing called the grid work. And the grid work showed you what dog and what was happening in your life. Again, he was very focused on Rottweilers. Why Rottweilers? Because he felt that Rottweilers dealt in issues of life and death. And they actually pulled this invisible, what do you call it? Look at it as soot of blockages. He really felt it helped people, particularly people with mysterious illnesses like Lou Gehrig's disease. And he was actually prescribing dogs. And they also helped people with different kinds of mental and emotional challenges. And he actually thought Rottweilers would be great for me. And he called me up one day and he said, Boober, I want you to come get this Rottweiler. So I drove to Brattleboro, Vermont, where his office was, and he gave me this Rottweiler. And my whole family's life changed significantly. we went to places like Dave's Pet in Soda City. Dave's with us today. And it was just amazing going there, and I started to realize that people have this other relationship with their dog that either they talked about or they alluded to and they sensed. And I knew I wanted to produce something called, about this whole idea that the dogs, how they influence us, how they change our well-being. I met Cherie Marquez, the dog mystic. She's with us right this second.
Hello.
Welcome, Cherie. Welcome.
Thank you.
I just wanted to give people a backdrop that there's science to the mystic and that there's exercises that can put you in deep tune. And so one of the exercises we talked about, I wanted to share with the audience and get Dave's comment and Lisa open up the discussion today. So this exercise is when you're walking your dog, the idea is that you touch your heart and you exhale and you practice one of these, I think they call them the be attitudes: be grateful, be aware, be thankful. And what's happening in this exercise is you're actually changing your brain. You're changing your brain. So you're actually practicing brain plasticity with your dog. So that's the be attitude exercise or awareness practice. Cherie, say something about it and introduce yourself and welcome.
Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Cherie Marquez. I am the dog mystic, and thank you for listening. So the dog mystic activities that you can do is just being there to watch your dog. I mean, like, the when you're walking your dog, just being aware of what they're doing, what they're smelling, what they're observing, just their enjoyment of being on that walk with you, and enjoying the bond that you have with your dog. Instead of being in our mental minds of what's going on in our lives and what's going on in our business, instead of allowing our monkey mind to take over, just be in the present moment with your dog and enjoying their presence, enjoying their enjoyment to be outside and walking and feeling the breeze and smelling all the smells. And it's a beautiful exercise to really be able to be in that present moment, to allow the enjoyment of the here and now instead of what's going on an hour from now or tomorrow or tonight or the past. So be in the moment and enjoy the here and now with your dog as you're walking. As you're walking,
put your hand on your heart.
Put your hand on your heart. Well, I mean, as you're walking, another thing that you can do is put your hand on your heart and just watch your dogs, or your dogs are outside, and just being aware of their enjoyment and their presence and their love. Their love is everlasting and emanating from their souls to just give you to peacefulness and their love, just to bring it out. So
when I used to go to Whole Foods, which Dave, you had one of your stores there, 5 stores, and now you're actually distributing your pet food nationally. I know you're a spokesperson on for business people about distribution, but I can see your heart started with dogs and food, and you discussed me off the air what you consider to be one of the finest raw foods. And so, by the way, in the parking lot, Dave, I got to meet many dogs and their owners, and they would walk right in the store, sort of before the whole service dog gave people access to stores. I think you were allowing people to bring their dogs in the store. So sometimes if I really enjoyed the interaction, I would follow them into the store, and I would say I'm doing this series on dogs. And last time I think I saw a Leon Burger in the parking lot, this huge dog that looks like a lion,
huge.
By the way.
Yeah.
I love it.
Unbelievable.
Yes. So I want to say you're part of you were my ongoing tip into this world, along with Dr. Wayne London, who is doing all this research. And so this is close to heart. You've been doing this 40 years, and the Dog Mystics coming to our area to teach 2 seminars. One in your Agawam store. What's the other store that she's going to be in? You said it to me, but I was wondering if you still had the store.
I don't know. Hadley has more room, so you probably would want to do it in Hadley, and it's right next to Whole Food, and it's it's perfect.
All right. So when you hear about the Dog Mystic, dogs have transformed. How would you say dogs? You're shepherds. I know you have 2 shepherds. Well, how have they transformed your life or altered your life?
Well, I think 2 years ago they saved my life.
Okay.
I was under an amazing amount of stress. It was just a particularly awful time of.
Well, I think Dr. Randall could say medically. Could you say medically, Dr. Randall?
I'm sure it causes chemical balance. Where when people get stressed out, fight or fight, their norepinephrine goes up, cortisol goes up, and when they get with their dogs, they get balance. That stuff is it's like doing deep breathing or meditating or yoga.
So you're getting medical validation, but that's. I feel more relaxed.
And they didn't even send me a bill after. That was the best part.
Yes, it was free healing. That's
well, I thought relaxed when you told the story. No, because I realized the transfer of the imagery was really beautiful. And I know, Lisa, you go out. I don't know if you play frisbee, but you take your dogs to the park.
Yes. Usually there's 13 dogs on my leashes, and it's quite an adventure. Lots of people ask if I'm a professional dog walker. And that once we're in the groove and we're on the trail, it's a wonderful meditation practice for me. It's there's no time to be on the phone. It's just enjoying what they're doing and what they're exploring. And oftentimes when I see people, Cherie, I appreciate the reminder, because so many people aren't present with their dogs. They're such a gift, and they're in our lives for such a short time. It's something to be treasured, and I think that's, a great lesson to learn, even with the humans that are with us, that, every day is precious. Every moment that you can connect is an opportunity to grow and share and to love.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, especially when you're walking your dog, and if you're on the phone, then you're not present. You're not there. You're not allowing the bond and the bonding moment, but it's also like the exercise, the exercise that you're getting, as well as the awareness of everything that's going on around you. When people are on the phone and walking their dog, they're focused on whatever they're either talking about, or their attention is not on the dog. It's just like, all right, well, I have to do this, and this is just a part of my routine. So let me get one thing done, and I'm walking the dog at the same time. Instead, get off your phone and focus on the bond that you have with your dog, just to be out in nature and enjoy and just be one with your dog, allowing the energy to flow between the all of you, and Lisa, what I would love is if you can get a video of you walking 13.
I've got lots of them. I would love that.
I will post that on my my website for sure.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I will definitely send it to you.
Yeah, that'll be fabulous.
Thank you.
Well, according to Charles Strobel, you wrote a book, I think it's called The 3-Second Cure. He's a neurologist, and he's talking about how it takes 3 seconds to change your whole neurology. And he recommends smiling and breathing, which is another wonderful exercise. I love, Dave, that you invested your time and your attention with your dogs. It was yeah. I mean, I think wisdom comes to us between our thinking, between our thoughts.
Well, it was either them or Jack Daniels. I figured this would be much healthier.
I never got into that habit, Dave. I just never did. I never did. This is the guy.
Yeah, it's a much better exercise.
You did an alcohol inventory, and I failed because I told you I never drank a beer. So I didn't. I don't know. I didn't. I actually like hanging out with dogs. That's what I do every day. I go out to a dog trail, and I enjoy the dogs. And I heard a dog story yesterday. I want to get your comment, get the team's comment here. So I went to meet Gloria. No, it's not Gloria. Dang. I met the woman who runs it's called it's not the Chamber, it's the BIT, I guess. It's the Business Alliance. And she was telling me she had a Stafford Terrier. I was telling Cherie this. And this woman screamed when she saw her dog, her Stafford Terrier, which I guess is a pit bull. It looks like a pit bull. I'm not sure which one. Anyway, she was telling me that this woman just freaked out. And so another interesting thing in the dog world is sort of misunderstanding and prejudice. And a lot of people don't know how to be around dogs, right? There's a lot of fear. So one of the things we're going to go into on our seminar in Agawam at Dave's stores. Dave, go ahead and give out your website so they could see that picture of you and your shepherd, by the way.
Okay, so it's davespetfood.com, and the store website is Dave's, don't laugh when you hear this, Dave's Soda and PetCity.com. Yeah. It's all spelled out.
I was wondering if you ever gave up soda and stayed with the dogs. That was the question in the back of my mind.
Right.
Yeah, that was a nutritional question. So they could see the picture of you and your shepherd. Your shepherd. Yeah. So what do you think about this idea of dog prejudice, how that gets in the way? Like I didn't realize this, but I was checking out the local dog walking place, Amethyst Brook is in Amherst. And this woman was telling me she never brings a dog there because she doesn't like the social interactions. And I thought, because I've gotten used to walking this one dog show. Everybody brings their dogs. It's just known as the dog walk in Northampton, Mass. What is some wisdom through the years that has come to you, to your customers, and people come around to get dog food? And what's 2 or 3 things that you've learned you've always wanted to share with people?
Well, so I'm going to first share a safety issue.
Okay.
And it's unbelievable how many people just have no clue how to act around dogs, and they'll go and they'll put their hand or their face right up to a dog's mouth because the dog looks cute. And they don't realize that you may be scaring the dog. The dog doesn't know who you are. And guess what? Sometimes dogs bite because they get scared.
Right.
So, you've got, it's a dog. It doesn't know you. You've got to be respectful and stay out of their space. And so that happens, a couple of times, and this is an insurance issue where we can't get liability insurance, Glenn, because we allow dogs in the store.
Oh, fascinating.
Right? Because a dog might bite a customer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we've had to deal with this a couple of times, and we all just shake our heads and say, what is the matter with these people that they don't respect the dog's space? They don't even ask the owner, is your dog friendly? Can I pet him?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's my big deal.
I agree with that. This is Gloria. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
I agree with you. I have such strong feelings about what you have just said because I think it's so important
to respect these four-legged beings just as you would a two-legged being. And you certainly wouldn't put your hand in a two-legged being's face. I mean, that's not what you would be doing. So I am in total agreement with you. And as a healer, I particularly need to back off and allow the dogs or horses to come to me, because sometimes they're confused by my energy field. So I have to be very careful before I approach an animal. I just stay put and allow that animal to come to me, more or less. So that's my comment about what you said. So I am in total agreement with you. It's a four-legged being rather than a two-legged being, and they deserve the same respect that a two-legged being deserves.
Yeah.
And there's just too many people that don't realize, or that just automatically start petting a dog on the head. You know, I mean, like, you know, they come over and start petting them on the head, but it's just extremely important to just put out your hand, let them smell you. And most of the time, like, they'll smell you, they'll give you a lick, like, all right, cool, you're good, you got good energy, no problem. and then it's the same thing as petting a cat, pet from under, because think about it, even a woman's hand or a child's hand, it's scary to see this big hand coming towards their face, whether they're big or small. So and that's just the easiest way to get bit. You know, because your hand is coming towards them, and they can bite your fingers, they can bite your hand, they can bite, like, you know, your forearm. You know, so if your hand is down, you're allowing them to smell you, and then you just start petting from under their chin, and then, you know, if they're receptive, they're just going to lean into you, and then you can go on top of the head. But it's just an automatic response that people have to pet on the head, which is just a dangerous way to go. And we have our personal boundaries, so allow the dogs to have their personal boundaries as well.
Right. There's another issue I have with dogs, and that is when the dogs walk the owners rather than the owners walking the dog. So I would like to open that up to discussion if anybody has any ideas about that.
Well, so we have, you know, in the store it's every other person that comes in with a dog can't control the dog. So,
really?
And so
That's
you
amazing.
say to them,
Okay.
and you say to them, you need either a gentle leader or something like that, where you can absolutely, even a knucklehead like me can control the dog. And they just look at you and say, well, no, we don't want to spend the money. Right? And you just you shake your head, and right, and the dog just completely goes wherever the dog wants, and the owner sort of, it's amazing.
Well, then the owner is like, no, don't do this. Oh my God. And like, you know, so
exactly.
the dog, it's just like a parent that has a child that's overreacting, or, you know, having a temperature tantrum in the store, and the parent gets nervous and, oh my God, you know. So it's the same exact reaction that you get from the parent and the dog, because it's like, what are you doing? No, you know, it's like, calm down. Relax. You know, like, you're bringing your dog into a pet store with a whole bunch of smells and other animals, so of course you need to control the dog. You know, so the and there's so many different opinions on the correct the correct training collars or leads, or you know, different ways of controlling the dog. So I mean, like, you know, there's the gentle leaders, there's the The prong collars. The prong collars are the ones that have the spikes that look so absolutely inhumane, but they're actually not, because they're when they're around the neck, it's nice, and the collars are nice and loose, and it has a safety on it, so it's not like a choker collar where there's proven facts that it has caused damage to the trachea. So the prong collar has a safety, and all it does is just give a little tiny pinch, which reminds them of their mothers. So when there's one puppy going absolutely nuts, what the mom will do is she'll grab him by the scruff of the neck with her teeth. She'll pull him back, give him a growl until they totally submit and calm down, and then she'll put him down. So the prong collar, as much as people say that, oh my gosh, so inhumane and it's the worst thing possible, it really is not. It's not inhumane. And like for a large dog, you have control, because when they're pulling forward, then they're giving themselves the correction, because all it's doing is just giving a little pinch. Once they feel that pinch, their memories are absolutely amazing. Anything that happens to a puppy in between 4 and 9 weeks of their lives is totally ingrained into their mind. So they remember that correction, which is why it's so important to not adopt or purchase a puppy that's only 6 weeks old, because they don't have the correct learning from their mothers. So their memories are amazing. So once they feel that feeling, it's like, whoa, all right, I remember this. And then what? How did you make me feel this way? So it's not. It's definitely not a bad thing. In regards to
Cherie, go ahead and give out your website, and also we're gonna with Dave, we're gonna come up with some dates for you to be here in December. We'll have Dave on again. Dave, I want you to consider yourself a part of the Vibrant Dog family.
Is there an initiation fee or anything?
It's several $1,000s. I sent you an invoice, which you said yes to. You might have been stressed.
I forgot.
Yeah. Thank you for responding. Go ahead and give out your website, Dave.
Dave'sPetFood.com.
Dave's Pet Food. Dave, we'll have you on next week if that's good. I'll call you.
Great.
And next week we'll give the dates. We'll continue.
The Real Conscious Connection. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
Conflict comes in many forms and often triggers a fight-or-flight response. Some of us gravitate toward conflict, while many will stop at little to nothing to avoid it. Unfortunately, what we resist will persist, which often forces us to face our fear and deal with it head-on. Join me during my show, Conflict Rising, as I discuss the important role of conflict with leaders who have moved through it successfully. Tune in Thursdays at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, it's always darkest before the dawn.
Opiates has taken everything and everyone I've ever loved away from me. Everything.
I blew my ankle out and I got prescribed pain pills by my doctor.
If making my detox public is going to help somebody, I'm all for it. I just wish I would have had a warning.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth. A message from Truth, the Ad Council, and ONDCP.
Hello, I'm Glenn Brooks. You're listening to the Vibrant Living Network, and along with the Vibrant Living team. If you're an unconventional thinker, if you're a speaker, if you want to be a speaker, if you want to build a community around yourself, I'm expanding the Vibrant Living Network. We boast a training for people who want to be hosts and speakers. We also have live events. So if you really want to cultivate your message and reach the unconventional marketplace that really wants to bring more vibrancy into life as a way of life, and also you want to be on an inside team of people that will cover your back, cover your brain, help you actually live and practice brain plasticity. My brain changed when I left my parents' home. I realized I started to become more aware of things I had no idea that I was unaware about. So if we don't get disconnected by just focusing on our business, we could be visionary entrepreneurs together. I invite you to become part of the Vibrant Living team. If this moves you and calls you and you know you want to speak to a non-conventional audience and build your way of life, your way of speaking, and your business, you can call me at 413-345-3747. And I want to thank Chris and the OMTimes Radio. I'll be joining with them for the next level of the Vibrant Living Network. Stay tuned. I want to say, Cherie Marquez, Vibrant Dogs, I'm so excited you're coming to this area. I'd like to shoot up to Dog Mountain with you, one of the most sacred dog places in the East Coast, the Dog Mountain. Go ahead and give out your website. And we're excited to have you here, by the way.
Absolutely. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be incredible. I'm so psyched to see you in person.
Amazing, fabulous experience. Yes. So excited. So my website is smartpawsdogtraining.com. smartpawsdogtraining.com.
I want to introduce this next segment. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Dr. Gail Randall, Dr. Gloria Kaye, you, Cherie. So here's the thing. Healing happens when we go beyond our belief. Healing happens when we go beyond our belief because we don't see our beliefs. And then we go to other people and they have beliefs. So in our lives, and I'm going to quote something to you guys that's very powerful. So imagine if the miraculous was your natural way of being. So the miraculous is your natural way of being. However, we take on obstacles by beliefs, either our own or other people's. Even when we, myself, I'm aware of a lot of my beliefs as obstacles. And it was through the blessing and I had two significant meetings in my life in the last year. One was with Dr. Gloria Kaye, and it led to my next meeting with Dr. Gail Randall, who was the first doctor, by the way, who practiced being a New Breed of Doctor, which I had read back in the 80s. I read a book called The New Breed of Doctor, and I thought, what is this New Breed of Doctor? What is this New Breed of Doctor? And then I actually met Dr. Jerry Jampolsky. And Jerry said after being a practicing psychiatrist 37 years, he realized a lot of his psychiatry practice and being a doctor was about him projecting his own fear and avoiding his pain by diagnosing other patients. Now, in that moment, Jerry says, that 37 years of terrible back pain and going to the hospital for back pain disappeared. He talked about it as a holy intervention. And I realized, oh, my God, that's healing. Because in this culture, my grandfather went to the doctor when he was probably 64, a very young man, maybe 65. And they said he was in normal health, and he passed away that night. So I've been in an inquiry what vibrancy is. And when I met both Dr. Gloria Kaye and Gail Randall, Gail, doing this ceremony, I've been meeting with Gail almost 115 days now. It allowed me to go back to some beliefs going back to when I was like 12, 11. And there's nothing more precious than to be able to listen and become aware of beliefs that lodge in your body and in your way of being and in your movement. So I'm here today. When I got up this morning, I have so much less anxiety, so much less fear. I have more of this sense of vibrancy. So I want to acknowledge an upcoming course I'll be teaching with Dr. Gail Randall on healing beyond the beliefs and going beyond the beliefs and obstacles, so you could feel this level of vibrancy and experience it at another level. And a big part of the course is actually vibrant listening. So I want to thank you. First, I want to thank you, Dr. Gail Randall and Gloria, for listening and allowing me to dissolve these beliefs that I don't know is there. Because a lot of times we don't know beliefs come into our existence. Sometimes, in fact, other people reinforce beliefs. As an example, people will say it's nothing, it's flu season. They'll say, oh, yeah, it's going around this time of year. Everybody has a pain in their neck. In other words, we reinforce the very viruses that keep us unconscious. So let's go to Dr. Gail Randall. Then we're going to talk about Dr. Gloria Kaye's film that's just coming up on her being a healer. So Dr. Gail Randall, I love you, and I'm so happy you're here this morning. What's bubbling for you as I share about our course? And thank you, by the way, for being you.
Oh, thank you. It's 119 days, I think.
Thank you. I'm nonlinear.
Wow.
Thank you, Cherie. Thank you, Cherie. Thank you, Lisa.
When you called me the first time, you were fear. You were full of fear. You were full of anxiety. And I would say you were even angry about, what had happened to you physically. And you're right. When a person has anger, anxiety, and fear, that right away indicates that they're out of balance between their belief systems and their inner truth. And the best thing you can do is, first of all, just listen to everything they have to say and comfort them and let them know that you're there for them, that you'll stand with them, you'll struggle with them through this. And that relieves a lot of the fear. And then you begin to work with their diagnosis. And a lot of times we've talked about this on the show, how the diagnosis can define them or put a spell on them, if you will. And you have to allow them to understand that there are other options, that those are just words that we use to categorize what's going on with them, and we need those words, but it doesn't define their healing process or what they can be. And if you can do that, and then with you, like you said, you had belief systems you had to let go of. Maybe they were from early childhood, and a lot of times they were just, maybe something your parents said to you or some friend, and it becomes part of you. And when you really look at it and you realize it really doesn't belong to you, and you let that go, it frees you. It frees you up. And if you let go of fear, you let go of those belief systems that you're attached to, you clear the way. And if there's love there, you're really setting up all of the parameters for a miracle to happen. And I think that's what we did for you, and I think you're benefiting from it now.
It's an ongoing thing, Dr. Randall. It's an ongoing. Once you become in touch with purification and have the experience, and that's why I'm excited about our course, which I want to invite you guys to be a part of, on healing beyond belief, to go beyond the beliefs and find another level of breath and movement. And there's nothing like, it's funny, as I think back to my first call with Dr. Gale, I realized it was so miraculous, because at the time my level of upset was strong, was huge, and yet when it burned down, I could see again. I could see this other level. And of course, what was sort of beautiful about that was Dr. Gale said to me, part of your healing is this level of seeing, which you have perfectly. And so that conversation changed my cells and it changed my mind. And yes, during that period, I definitely had strong emotions come up, and I realized I would even feel bad about it, because I felt sometimes what would come up is I was so close to dissolving stuff, and I was forming a new family bond with Dr. Randall, and it was a very precious, and is a very precious thing. I want to thank Ariella, our new associate producer, for doing all of her wonderful work in the beautiful Dutch style that she does. She's beautiful and wonderful. Thanks, Ariella. I'm really loving the Dutch culture recently and appreciating Ariella. I just want to say that life's so much bigger than what my belief system can contain. It's so much bigger than that, and I'm still surprised. And here you are with Dr. Gloria. So tell us, Dr. Gloria, about your upcoming film that you're excited about your life as a healer, and a long-distance healer. Like, you could be working on someone in Costa Rica, Japan. By the way, I'm so excited to have you on this panel, Dr. Gloria, because it's such a wonderful panel.
So Chris Sibley is an established filmmaker from Austin, and we spent a week together filming. And so it's just in the process of refinement now, and I hope to have it in the Santa Barbara International Film Festival. So that's my dream.
That's wonderful. So what's because a lot, what I want to do is go on the panel and have you all describe what you think what healing is, and I'll just go first to say the healing for me, and particularly in this last 121 days, Gail? Is that what you said, or a different number?
119.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being the scientist and wonderful doctor you are. So here's the thing. A lot of people, this is a big thing. We're taught by book learning And what I've learned about books as I write my book, and I'm joining forces with some former New York Times bestsellers, the offer of vibrant writing. So if you want to write a book in a one-of-a-kind style, I'm very excited about this next offer we have for you guys. But anyway, it's not through book learning. It's through presence and engagement. And anything I thought I learned about that deepened in my experience with Dr. Gail Randall and Dr. Gloria Kaye. So healing to me is the removing the obstacles and the habitual habits that keep us right and defended. So part of healing is to be undefended and be available to this vibrant energy, this vibrant intelligence that lives and breathes in you. So that's my definition of healing. And I think healing is a natural function of our being. And obstructions come with diet, beliefs, and thought. So that's my definition. It's ongoing and evolving. I haven't landed there. Lisa, go ahead. What's your definition of healing today as we speak? By the way, I had an opening with you the other day, and I'm so happy. I'm really happy when I see past something that's been an intrusion. So I feel very good with you today, and I'm so grateful you're here with us. What's your definition of healing, Lisa?
You know, I have to agree with you, and also with Dr. Randall. You know, there's so many instances over the last few weeks that, you know, where I have echoed the words of Dr. Randall that oftentimes the diagnosis is a curse, and to really allow the body to just be in its natural state, which it wants to be well and vibrant, and it needs to be supported. So, you know, I just spent 9 days with my vibrant aunt that's 97 years young, and you know, I watched the process of what keeps you strong and healthy, and you know, she still sees herself as, you know, a 20-year-old vibrant young woman, and I think that's the key, you know, to see yourself where you feel best, and you know, continue to embrace a vibrant life.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Cherie, why don't you go? So what's healing to you? What's healing in your life? You're a dog mystic. You're in animals. Have you had to say what it means to you? What does healing mean to you?
Healing is, I just feel that like healing is being in the moment, and energy is all around us. So it's allowing the amazing energies to pass through us, and allow the, it's almost like to stop the mind from keep on going and being centered in the here and now, and to just to be able to stop and observe everything around you and be grateful for being alive, and to take in all the beauty around us. I think the healing is just, it's in the energy of the universe, and allowing it to pass through our bodies, and just believing that.
So I just wanted to say that it just occurred to me as you shared, Cherie, was I want to know if you guys ever look up your symptoms online, or I know tons of you guys do, because that's what's in our culture now, right? We look up symptoms, and I think there was one day I was really terrified. I was sort of on the teeter-totter of symptoms, and I called Dr. Randall up. She said something to me that healed me instantly, and what she said to me, she said, what did she say? I think Dr. Randall said to me, it's nothing to put your hair on fire about. And something about, she was saying this, I was crying laughing. I was actually at a bookstore, and she said it to me, and then I realized, well, sometimes healing is just that simple. Like, I actually felt like, oh my God, all the strain and mental effort I was going to put into this symptom and what it meant. She took away the meaning. So part of what's happening in healing is giving it a different meaning. It's kind of like, Dr. Brew Joy, who was a beloved, very powerful teacher of mine. He graduated top of his class. He wrote this book called Joy's Way, and he wrote this article, and he was saying how he was judging this guy with this very overweight man with suspenders on in a luncheonette. And he said he just all these opinions and judgments. And then this little girl comes to the luncheonette, and she jumps into his arms, and he was just saying like that was his outer mind. So I love that each of you share, because I could feel your aunt, Lisa. I could feel your sense of that connection to healing. And so ongoing discussion with the willingness to shift, be willing to shift. I mean, that's sort of what I'm practicing. There's a teaching that I'm a part of that says, healing is this willingness to be willing, right? Be willing to be willing.
Well, also,
Gloria, you want to go?
Real quick, Dr. Yale Dr. Rendo was talking last week about allowing.
Yeah.
And allowing the diagnosis, allowing the whatever is going on in the body, but allowing that to happen, but also believing that you can heal, you can be healed instead of freaking out on the specific diagnosis. So it's just
it's about
belief.
trust. It's about trust. So you have to trust yourself. You have to trust your body's ability to heal, like you're saying. You have to trust the process, and you have to trust your healer. And then add a little love. Love is the true elixir of life that really does. The only thing we really have that we can unconditionally give our patients is love, and that's what holds the atoms together, what holds the universe together. Then you move into evolution or growth or move out of that ease. Well, it also healing involves awareness. You have to be aware of what belongs to you, what doesn't belong to you, what is the gift in that illness, what is the metaphor, what is it trying to teach you. And you learn that through introspection, and that takes you into a position of strength. So there are all these different qualities of healing, I believe, and we'll be teaching those in our courses. And it also is interesting because they correlate with the teachings of the medicine wheel of the Native American in each of the directions. Like the trust, love, and growth is the south. The awareness, introspection is in strength is the east. And so there are many different qualities, but it's all about healing. It's all about getting to that center part of the wheel, which is the God. And so the spiritual part, so it's not just the emotional or the mental or the physical, but also if you bring in the spiritual part and you connect with something bigger than yourself, whatever it is you believe in, it speeds your growth and speeds your healing. It's phenomenal. I mean, we know prayer works, like remote healing works, prayer from a distance works. It all changes our chemistry physically as well as emotionally as well as physically and mentally. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to be a part of.
No, I thank you deeply. That was beautiful. And by the way, the question of the day, which I want to ask you guys, and we'll see if we have time for another round. I want to state this, and I want you to tell me if you guys resonate with it. Here it is. I'm never upset for the reason that I think I am. I'm never upset for the reason I think I am. I want to get some feedback about that from you guys. So,
no,
Dr. Gloria, go.
You make me laugh.
Oh, tell me why.
Well, it's probably a true statement, and it's very well put.
Yeah.
So I think that's accurate. I'm thinking about the times that I really get irritated. One particular person. I don't have too many irritants in my life, but
that person's not me, is it?
No,
I'm
it's
just kidding.
There's someone in my office building who has the most irritating manner about her. The most.
Yes.
And so I've tried to ignore it. I've tried to talk about it. I've tried to, deal with it. And I realized that one of the things that's so irritating is that it really is against my belief system. So her business is called empowerment. But the empowerment, is at a cost. My cost.
Sounds like you got to write her a quote.
Pardon me?
I said, it sounds to me that you got to write her a quote. I like the quote. It's your empowerment is at my cost, Gloria, Dr. Gloria Kaye.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so someone else in the office, it's a small office, there are only five businesses. This other person said to the irritant, "Stay away from me. Don't you ever come near me." And you might find this interesting. She has this yapper dog, and in this other office there's a beautiful brown poodle, a standard, who has a wonderful disposition. Well, every once in a while you can hear a dog fight, and it's because of the yapper. So I think yapper is an extension of the irritation.
All right, go on. Give out. I'm gonna make an ethical offer for Dr. Gloria here. Here's my ethical offer. I directly experienced Gloria's long-distance healing. It was profound and incredibly useful, sacred for me. Dr. Gloria is going to give away 3 free treatments. She's going to give out her number. It's an ethical treatment. It's an ethical. It's an ethical offer for me. There's no hidden tricks in this. You don't got to sign up for anything else. I wouldn't deliver it to you. It's just you could do the one treatment on any issue that go to Gloria's website. 3 free treatment sessions with Dr. Gloria Kaye. Gloria, one more time, and then I want to go around. Each person has 30 seconds. And I want to go with that question again, or that awareness. I'm not upset. What was it? Let me go back to it. I still have it. I'm not upset for the reason I think I am. Go ahead, Gloria, give out your contact for your 3 free treatments with no strings attached.
And it's from the bottom of my heart that I make this offer. Please call me directly. I'm going to repeat my telephone number twice. It's also on my website. So my telephone number, 805-701-0363, 805-701-0363. Give me a call, and we will schedule a time. It'll take about a half hour. The value of this, this sounds kind of saley or sales-like, but
it's all right. You're ethical. I could say that for you.
Yeah, thank you. The value of this is $150, and I just want to give it away. I want people to experience what it is that I do. To have someone pain-free and joyful in life gives me the greatest pleasure. So again, 805-701-0363. My website is just my name, drgloriakaye.com. Been doing it for many, many years. Have helped thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And this film that we're creating, hopefully, will be shown worldwide. There you have it.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so I'm never upset for the reason I think I am. Let's just go around and do the 15 seconds each. Lisa, we'll go Lisa to Gail to just 15 seconds. By the way, I want to say this: to be free of the known, which is the beginning of real healing and awareness, is to ask questions. Right? It's not about the answer sometimes; it's about the question. So the question today is: I'm never upset for the reason I think I'm your. Is that ring to you? Go ahead, Lisa. One more round here.
I'm going to skip the question, but I just want to acknowledge to Dr. Gloria that the healing session that you did for my little dog Odin continued while I was away. His ears were absolutely perfect when I returned.
That's so wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah,
you are
thank you.
welcome.
Pass the question on to the next person.
All right, why don't we go to Dr. Randall? I'm never upset for the reason I think I am. Any response? What's your response?
I do have a response. I mean,
cool.
Observations about this. I mean, our brain is where? I mean, a lot of people think your brain is just in your head, but it isn't. Your neurotransmitters are all over your body. Most of them come from your gut. Many come from your heart. Dr. Ornish talked about this. A lot of them come from your root chakra. Wherever your chakras are is where the neurotransmitters come from. So when you perceive a situation or something, you get a feeling. Something happens in your body. And if your body's out of balance, which most of us are because we're always on foot to the floor with the accelerator, fight or flight, and it wears out our neurotransmitters. We get neurofatigue. We don't take care of ourselves. We don't eat right. We don't meditate. We don't exercise. And we get these feelings very strong.
Thank you.
Then we decide what we think about it. So
I like that. Very true.
You like Precious, enjoy it. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys so much. You're listening to the Vibrant Living Network. God bless you. Bless you. Much love to you. So deeply appreciate you, Dr. Gloria.